Welcome to another session. Last class we discussed about the Euclid's division lemma, the introduction, what are the real numbers and what is Euclid's division lemma and all. So here we are going to apply the Euclid's division lemma to our problems from exercise 1.1. See the first problem, 135 and 225. Use Euclid's division lemma algorithm to find HCF of 135 and 225. First I write the division lemma, which is A equals BQ plus OR. First I compare the two numbers, 135 and 225, which is bigger. 225 is the bigger. So the bigger number is the dividend, which is A, 225, and the smaller number is the divisor, which is B equals 135. Let's perform the long division. So before that I substitute in our equation lemma, 225 equals 135 Q plus OR. We are going to find Q and OR using long division method. Let's perform it. So 225 and 135 outside, 225 inside. So 135, so the remaining is 90. So here we have the remainder is less than our divisor, so we cannot continue the calculations. So let's substitute the Q1 OR value. Here Q1 OR 90. So here we have 225 equals 135 into 1 plus OR 90. In this step, compare these two values, which is bigger. So 135 is bigger than 90. So this time A is, the dividend is 135 and divisor is 90. Because bigger number always must be the dividend, smaller number must be divisor. Let's do the long division for these two. 135 inside as a dividend, 90 outside as a divisor. So 190. So 190s are 90. Remainder is 45. So quotient is 1, remainder is 45. So here is remainder is less than our divisor, so we cannot continue the calculation. So the calculation stop here. So let's apply the value for Q and OR. So before that I apply Q and A and B in the lemma. So 135 equals 90 Q plus OR. I forgot to write it before. It's okay. We're done with the calculation. And let's substitute the value for Q1 OR. 90 into 1 plus OR 45. This time, you all know, since 90 is the bigger than 45, A is 90 and B is 45 this time. Let's perform the long division. So 90 inside, 45 outside. 2 45s are 90, remainder 0. Let's substitute in our, so here also I forgot to write. As soon as you assume the value, substitute in the lemma. So here we have 90 equals 45 Q plus OR. So here the Q is 2 plus remainder OR 0. Since we get the remainder 0, the whole process stops here. We cannot continue the division algorithm further. So in this stage we are going to write HCF of these two numbers. The HCF of these two numbers is Look at the last step. The divisor is the HCF of that between these two numbers. Here in this case we got 45, so 45 is the HCF. Let's do the second problem, which is 196 and 38,220. So first of all, I write the division lemma A equals BQ plus OR. Let's compare the numbers. 38,220 is greater than 196. So A equals 38,220 and B equals 196. Next step, I substitute the values in the lemma. So I get equals 196Q plus OR. So every time you should write the limit as soon as you write the lemma, which means OR is less than B is greater than or equals 0. Every problem you should write along with the lemma. Okay, let's coming back to our questions. I'm going to do the long divisions for these two. So the dividend inside, the divisor outside. So I take 382, 196 or 196. So the remainder is 681. So 186. So I bring the 2 down. So I think 196 or 1764. The remainder is 98, and I bring the 0 down, and 196 or 980. The remainder is 0. It seems to be the bigger number, but the calculation entered, the throughout process entered in the first step itself. So we are going to write the Q and OR. For Q 195, for OR 0. So 196 into 195 plus OR 0, which is, we cannot proceed further. So I am going to write the HCF from this stage itself. So here our HCF is our last step divisor, which is 196. This is our HCF of these two numbers. Let's do the third one. So write the limit OR is less than B, less than or greater than or equals 0. And for the third problem, I compare it. 867 greater than 255. So A equals 867, which is the dividend. B equals 255, which is divisor, and substitute in the equation, and I get 867 equals 255 Q plus OR. I do the long division. 867 inside, 255 outside. 3 255s or 765, which gives me 102, and yes, this is less than this one. Reminder. So I am going to substitute the value of Q and OR. Q is 3 plus OR is 102. And next step, let's compare these two numbers. 255 is greater than 102. So here A equals 255 and B equals 102. Substitute in this lemma, which is A55, which gives me A55 equals 102 Q plus OR. Let's perform the long division. So 255 inside as a dividend, 102 as a divisor. So here we have 102 or 204. So remainder is 51. Let's substitute. 255 equals, so this time compare these two. So 102 is greater than 51. So A equals 102, B equals 51. Let's perform the long division. 2 51s are 102 and we get 0 as a reminder. So the whole process end here. Let's substitute the value for Q and R. 51 into 2 plus 0. So our HCF is the last step divisor. 51 is our HCF of these two numbers. Hope you understand. Thank you.